Hey, it's me, Anna Faustino from AdventureInYou.com, and today we are in day 3 of our blogging bootcamp. Now, this bootcamp is designed to help you learn how to start a blog and make money from it in 4 days. Now, in the previous days, in day 1, my partner Tom and I talked about why you should start a blog and how to find a topic on what you should start blogging about. On the second day, Tom walked you through about blog hosting, why you need it, and how to find the best one. Now, if you haven't seen those videos, make sure you watch them. Today, I am going to walk you through how to come up with a name and set up your blog. Now, a lot of people put so much thought into a name. And when we first started, we were the same. We would spend hours thinking about what should we call our blog. And you know what? It even came to a point that sometimes it stopped us from actually taking action and doing it. Now, I want you guys to remember that good content is always so much better than just having a good blog name. Now, these two brands, you guys know them, you guys recognize them, Google, Uber. They mean absolutely nothing. They're just names. However, they've built a brand for themselves based on the content that they produce. Now, your blog is going to be exactly the same thing. So you can call it whatever you want. It can be the best name out there, but if the content isn't amazing, it's not going to work. So I want you to focus your efforts on still choose a name that you enjoy and a name that you like, but don't worry too much about it. Now, I'm going to walk you through the do's and don'ts of choosing a blog name. So first of all, you need to be descriptive. Next, be specific. Try to insert keywords. So in day 1, we talked about different niches and how you're going to choose a topic of what you're blogging about. If you're a food blog, make sure you have in keywords that relate to that. So let's say you want to create a baking blog. Have the word baking in there. This helps you rank later on in Google and will help drive you traffic. The third tip is I want you to avoid putting yourself in a box. Now, what do I mean by this? If I started a blog now and it would be like broke traveler likes partying.com, that could be a perfect representation of me right now. But in 10 years' time, that's far from what I'd want to be. So it's the same thing for you. Don't put there single traveler forever, because that might not be the case. So just avoid putting yourself in a box and just think about choosing a name that will grow with you and will grow with your brand. Now, this one's a bit of a catch-22, but usually I avoid names with punctuation marks, numbers, or misspellings. Like even for us, our blog name is adventureinYou.com. Sometimes we have to clarify that it's actually YOU and not just the letter U. So, when I tell my blog, when I speak to someone and say, oh yeah, I run a travel blog and it's called adventureinYou.com, I still have to clarify that. So although it's not an ideal name, like I said in the first part, it's the content that makes it. So these are just guidelines that I want you to remember when you're actually choosing a name. Next is try to get a .com website. If you're location specific, for example, you know that you just want to blog towards a UK audience, you can have a .com, .uk, or if you're in Australia. Now, the reason why I say this is because generally speaking, .com websites have just a lot of credibility. So you want to try to stick to them as much as possible. So again, remember, these are just, suggestions and guidelines on how to come up with a name, but you can name your blog anything you want. And I recommend that you don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. In fact, because I don't want you to spend a lot of time thinking about it, we're going to try to come up with a name together. And I'm going to show you how we come up with names right now. So whenever you're choosing a blog name and, something stands out, I want you to do the mom test. Now, this is something that it's really funny because essentially I want you to say your name and imagine that you're saying your blog name to your mom. And if your mom goes, sorry, what's that? Let's say your blog will be www.singlelads4lives, and it's with a number 4 and life is with a Z. And, it's just really complicated. Now, if imagine your mom on the phone saying, sorry, could you spell that? That means that you don't have a good name. A good blog name should be short, clear, and easy to remember as much as possible. Now, As mentioned, loads of people get stuck with a naming process that they end up not taking action at all. So some people, we know some people who end up spending 2-3 weeks just trying to think of the perfect name. And although sometimes having the perfect name, you want to feel good about your blog name, the most important thing is just getting started. Now, I'm going to walk you through my process of how I come up with blog names and just show you how easy it is. So first of all, I want you to go back to your niche. So here I have an example. My niche will be about travel and food. So it's a travel food blog. This means that my keywords are food, eat, recipes, eating, travel, world. So you can think of all the different keywords that would naturally come up when you have a travel food blog. So again, I want you to do this exercise and come up with a name with me. So if if you're doing this right now, I want you to pause the video, take the time, grab a piece of paper and write down niche, write down whatever niche you came up with in day 1. And then below that, just write keywords that would naturally come up when you're talking about your blog. Next, I want you to use the thesaurus and add different descriptions and come up with different words. So I took here a screenshot of a thesaurus. So for example, I have the word eat. So I'm looking for alternative words for eat. So there's, what are good ones? Munch, there's wolf, there's feed, devour. So these are all alternative names that I can use to help me come up with a blog name. Now, so here I've listed different words just to make a point. So aside from my main keywords, I used the thesaurus and I tried to find alternative words. So aside from those, I have food, eat, bites, feast, world, travel, dine, dining, hungry, famished. I have here Tom because that's my partner's name. You can also have your name within the blogs. Voyage, wandering. So all of these are just words that I can use to mix and match. Next, exactly what we're going to do. It's now time to mix and match. Once you have your niche written down, your keywords, and just a giant word bank of different words that you can use. Okay, now I know we've talked a lot. Now, if you're in bloggingbootcamp.co, download the workbook because there's space there for you to write down your niche and different keywords to help you come up with a name. If you're stumbling upon this video and you're not, go to www.bloggingbootcamp.co. It's free to register and you can instantly download the workbook to help you come up with a name for your blog. Now, just to recap again, this is my process on how I come up with a name. Number 1, I write down a bunch of keywords that relate to my niche and I get creative with them. I go to thesaurus.com, or if you have an actual thesaurus, you can use that as well to help you come up with related words. Number 2, think of a few descriptive words that you can throw in the mix. You can be an adjective. It can be your name. So different things, you can throw it in there, the word bank. Next, step 3 is to mix and match. Now, I want you to remember that there are millions of blogs, different blogs out there. So the initial name that you might want might be taken. Now, if this happens, it's just part of the process. Try a different combination until something sounds right. And then number 4, you have to check if your domain is actually available. Now, if you're in bloggingbootcamp.co, you will see a widget that looks just like this. Let me just move my face up. It's right there. It's that blue thing on the screen that you can see. If you're not, head on over there and you'll get access to this widget. Now in this widget, I want you to write down the different words or keyword combinations to help you find a name. Now, as I mentioned, some of the names might be taken. And if that's the case, something like this will pop up. So for example, I'm still trying to find a name for my food travel blog. I typed will travel for food and it's already taken. But I can try a different one. Let's say bites around the world, Tom eats the world, food adventures. There's so many different combinations that I can do. So if you see something like this, it says it's not available for registration. Don't worry, just start again and find the next one. Now, if you actually put in something in the widget and the domain is still available, you will move on to the next step, which is this. So that means that your domain is available, and that's great because that's step number, you've already found a name, and that's awesome. Now, We're going to move to the setup time. If you haven't found a name yet, don't worry, because Bluehost is actually really awesome because it allows you to set up your blog without necessarily choosing a name just yet. So if you're feeling stuck on that, don't worry, move on and start setting up your blog. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest hindrance sometimes is people just getting stuck on the name. So don't let that get you stuck. Now, Tom here will take over and he's going to walk you how to set up your blog. Now, don't worry, this should only take less than 10 minutes. And I know for people who aren't as tech savvy, I'm not tech savvy at all. Tom will break it down. He'll show you step by step what to do, and you can follow along his video. All right, so now in 10 minutes, you will be able to, number 1, purchase your hosting, 2, choose a theme, and 3rd, lastly, it's to launch your blog. Now, this is super exciting. Now, apart from that, you will also be able to claim a bunch of free gifts. Now, this is coming from us, and it's gifts to help you get started on your blogging journey. Now, this is just a little incentive that we created to motivate you to sign up through Bluehost. Now, if you do sign up through Bluehost, all you have to do is go on to bloggingbootcamp.co/free gifts, and you will be able to claim and avail of them. Now, Tom is going to walk you through step by step the process of how to set up your hosting. Again, don't be worried. He's going to show you exactly what to do through the video. So I'm going to pass you over to Tom right now.
Hello and welcome to this video on how to start a blog with Bluehost. Congratulations, if you're watching this, it means you're actually going to start a blog, and in the next 5 minutes I'm going to help you do that, okay? Right, so you should be here already on the Bluehost homepage. If you're not, you just need to go to bloggingfastlane.com/Bluehost, or if you're on our travel blog, adventurenew.com/Bluehost, okay? Either way, you should be on the Bluehost homepage, and it will say exclusive offer for fans of either Adventure New, our travel blog, or Blogging Fastlane, our blog and education blog. And you'll see a lovely photo of me and Anna here. Again, this photo might change, but you'll know it's us, all right? And you'll see a discounted price. Okay, so this is gonna take literally a couple of minutes. It's only a few steps. It's really not that difficult. So let's run through it now, get you set up, get you online, and show you your new blog. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is click Get Started Now, okay? So go ahead and click that. And then you're going to see, it's going to ask you to select your plan. And you can see Basic, Plus, and Choice Plus, or Recommended. Now, don't stress about this. It's really simple. Majority of people go with Basic. That's where the discounted pricing is. Really, the only difference between these two packages is this domain privacy here. And domain privacy means that nobody will be able to see your details or like your email or try to sell you on other packages later on. To be honest though, most people just pick Basic and then filter that stuff out in their email. So again, don't worry about that. Just go with Basic. Go ahead and click Select, and we'll move to the next step. All right, so on this bit, you're gonna pick your domain name. Don't worry if you don't have a domain, because Bluehost has 3 options for you. If you are ready to create your new domain name and decide it, and you've already got a name right now, you can go ahead and type that in, click next, and create a new one. With Bluehost, you get a free domain. If you already have a domain, you can use one here. Use a domain that you already own. But again, with Bluehost, you can just simply click here to choose one later. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll just go and click choose one later. All right, and then you're on the final step. We just need to create your account. So here you can simply create your account with your information. You can either sign in with Google if you use Gmail, or just manually input your details here. So I won't input mine, but I'll just walk you through what you're going to be inputting. So you're going to set up your account information, which is obviously a basic information. That's pretty straightforward. The email that you want your receipt to be sent to and your access. And now we come on to the plans. So you're going to pick your hosting plan. So the one that auto selects is the basic 36-month ones. This is a 3-year hosting, and that's with the crazy discount, okay? But what they do is they add on some bits here, which personally I don't think you need. So I always untick these. I would untick them and save yourself some extra money, all right? But you can play around with the packages. If you want to select one of the lower ones, you can do, but you'll see that the full discount comes in when you pick 36 months. Like if you pick 24, then it's $94. that's 2 years, or if you pick 3 years, it's $106. So for like an extra $10, you're gonna get an extra year. So I think it's really worth it. Or if a 12-month plan is at $59 if you just want to go for a year. Either way though, that's up to you. I'm going to be setting up a new site on this demo, so I'm going to go with the 3-month plan, and I highly recommend that to get the biggest saving. As I said, I would untick those unless you really want them. Personally, I don't think you need them. And then you'll see how much you're saving. So with this discount, you are saving $181. If you pick the 3-month plan, that's 63% off. So the total only comes to $100 with this case, which is insane for 3 years of hosting. And then that's it really. And the next step is picking your payment information, okay? So here you can decide exactly how you want to pay. Pretty straightforward. Again, I won't go through my details now. What I'll do is I'll pause this video, I will enter my details, and then I'll see you on the other side. Again, like I said, it's super easy. You're one step away from actually getting your blog hosting. And now when I see you on the next screen, we're gonna be actually getting it online so you can see it, all right? I'm excited to see you there. I'll pause this video. Purchase hosting, and I'll see you on the next page. Congratulations! Okay, if you're seeing this part, it means you successfully purchased your hosting. You've done the hardest part now, and you're on your way to seeing your blog online. Okay, so this is what that page should look like. I want to say that bearing in mind whatever country you're in, when you sign up through Bluehost, these steps are slightly different, okay? So your page might not look exactly the same, but it will be a confirmation saying a success and asking you to create an account. Before we do that, the first thing I want to say is that at this point, now you are a customer, you can chat with Bluehost at any point when you need help, okay? All you have to do is go to helpchat.bluehost.com. That's helpchat.bluehost.com, or simply go to bluehost.com and click the chat up there if you have any issues setting this up, all right? Because like I said, some things do move around a little bit. So if you get stuck at any point, just go there. They have 24/7 support, and they'll help you with that. But honestly, it's not that difficult. The first thing we're going to do is create your account. So go ahead and click that. And then it's going to ask you to create a password. So for me, because I chose to pick my domain later, I didn't have it right now, it's going to put a temporary domain for me. You might have your domain name in there, or a random one as well. You don't have to worry about that. So just go ahead and create a password. So for me, I will autofill one for now. And it's going to ask you to make them quite complicated. You have to add a few different characters and stuff. So go ahead, create your password. I'll just create mine. And then go ahead and tick this and click create an account. Right, your account is now ready to go. Now you can log in. Go ahead and click go to login. Okay, so now you're here and you can log in to essentially your Bluehost area, and you'll be coming here quite a bit, okay? So let's go ahead and log in now. And as I said, you can now go to chat at any point if you do need help. So I'm just gonna go and log in. So when you log in for the first time, you're going to see a few questions like this, and it's basically Bluehost's way of helping you start your website, okay? And again, depending on what country, this might slightly change. So if you can't follow the instructions on the screen, do go to the chat. But for me, this is what pops up, and for most people. So the first thing it's going to ask you is what kind of site are you creating? So just go ahead and click blog. What type of site is it? You can decide. But again, don't worry too much about what you pick here. You know, it doesn't really matter. So I could just go ahead and click lifestyle or education. For this situation, I'll go ahead and click education. Who are you creating a site for? Just go ahead and say myself. Click continue. What do you want to name your site? So obviously put the name of your website, put the name of your blog, or if you don't have a name right now, just call it your personal name. It doesn't matter what you put. And again, if at any point you want to skip these, you can do at the bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and answer these. So for now, I'll just put my name, because I don't have a name for my blog. What's your site title? Again, don't worry about that. You can just leave this blank and then don't tick this. Do you want to build these, sell anything? You don't need to know that by now. And then that's just asking how comfortable are you with creating websites. You can decide what you want to put. I would say very, but in this situation, I'll put a little. Yeah, anyway, so click go ahead to pick your theme. So at this point, it's going to ask you to pick your theme. So what I would say is, don't worry too much what you pick right now. Okay, if you are seeing this, go ahead and have a look and you can decide on a look. But for now, just simply pick any of them. The aim of this video is just for you to see your blog online. Later on in other videos, we'll go into setting it up, making it look good, etc. Right? So really do not worry. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and pick any theme. I'm just going to click use this theme. So just select one and then Bluehost will automatically start to install it on your WordPress site for you. So this is amazing. It saves a lot of time, and yeah, they'll set up all the stuff, making it easy for you later then to change the theme if you want to. Okay, so leave this set up. It might take a while depending on your internet connection, but hopefully not too long, and we're in a couple of seconds we'll be ready to go. All right, here we go already. So it'll then say nice work, you've set up your site. And at this point, it's going to just give you a quick checklist of what to do. Don't worry, you can either go ahead and launch it straight away. I personally recommend clicking WordPress. You're going to want to see what WordPress looks like. So go ahead and click that. Okay, and once WordPress is loaded, you're going to see something that looks like this, okay? And now this is where you're going to be coming all the time to update your blog and work on your blog. This is what WordPress looks like in the back. Like, this is the office setup. This is what you see. You'll see down the side there is a menu. You'll see posts. This is where you're going to be actually writing your blogs. This is where you add your images and media. We're going to be creating pages here, etc., etc. But don't worry too much about this. I just want you to actually see what it's like inside of WordPress. What I recommend you do is click Bluehost, and then you should see on this page or here at the top, it just says coming soon, right? So what you've essentially done now is you've bought your Bluehost, and your blog is essentially online at this domain, but this says there's a coming soon active, which means that on that page, if you go to that domain, it is going to say a new blog is coming soon or a new website is coming soon. Okay, they've done that so that you can work on your blog, making it look the way you want to, and then when you're ready for it to go live, you can go ahead and click launch your site. Okay, as I said, if you go to this domain right now, which you can do by just clicking visit site, that's up here. If you go and check that out, what you're gonna see is what your blog looks like with the theme that you chose, and you're gonna work on adding some posts, adding some pages later on. But everyone else that goes there, i.e. the general public, your friends and family, they're just gonna see a coming soon page. Okay, so this is a great way you can get it ready in the back, and then as soon as you're ready, go ahead and click launch your site. So for now, well done, congratulations. You've completed this video, you've purchased your hosting, you've got your blog online, so huge congrats. In later videos, we are gonna get you set up with the right pages, we're gonna give you a menu, get you right in your first blog post, and getting the blog to look the way you want it to look. But again, congrats, this is a huge step and a big start to your blogging journey.